from March 2001 to February 2003. In total, 58 samples were purchased from the retail outlets across Japan. Chemical analysis revealed that the average level of mercury was more than 5 times the maximum allowable level, while the average concentration of methyl mercury was nearly 4 times the maximum level. But the Taiji whalers don't want to know.
He doesn't know. He doesn't want to know.
He doesn't want to know if his body is poisoned. Does he want to know if he's poisoning the bodies of other Japanese that he's selling the meat to?
じゃあ他の人にイルカの肉を売って買って食べてる人の体が
食べたい人が食べればいい。
He says that anyone who wants to eat dolphin meat should eat dolphin meat.
We had traveled to Taiji to document the method used by the whalers to capture and kill dolphins. What we found, however, was something even more shocking. The dolphin massacre of Taiji is supported, even encouraged, by people from the dolphin captivity industry. One morning we show up at sunrise as usual, expecting to witness the slaughter of about 100 dolphins that had been driven into the lagoon the day before. To our surprise, we see about 30 dolphin trainers from several dolphinariums and aquariums are gathered by the killing lagoon. They all wear wetsuits. They're here to select their pick of the best-looking dolphins. They have all the usual equipment used for dolphin transport: stretchers, ropes, transport boxes, all that stuff. When the whalers discover us with our cameras, they become very hostile. They block us from getting close to the lagoon, and some make throat-cutting gestures. We eventually have to retreat to our car and lock ourselves in for safety. We call the police, who showed up and defend the whalers. We file a complaint with the neighboring police departments, including the Shingu and Osaka police. The next day, about 100 bottlenose dolphin are driven into the lagoon. A group this size consists of dolphins of all ages: adults, juveniles, pregnant and nursing females, and several babies. They're exhausted and panic-stricken from the chase, which lasted for several hours. They're hyperventilating, breathing rapidly and very hard, their breath sounding like a human cough. Swimming fast in a tight circle, the dolphins are colliding forcibly in their attempt to find a way out, but there is none. The dolphins are doomed, and they seem to know it. Helena and I returned to the lagoon the next morning to find the dolphin trainers and the whalers working side by side once again. This time they're less aggressive with us, but still determined to prevent us from videotaping the scene. We later learned that the various police stations have warned the whalers not to harm the One Voice team. This time we're able to document the violent capture and selection process. The dolphins are staying at the far end of the lagoon, as far from the dolphin trainers as possible. At 6:30 a.m., the process begins. The whalers are dragging the net closer to the shore. The dolphins' panic increases as the space they are confined in gets smaller and smaller. The dolphin trainers get in the water with long pieces of rope. They use the rope to tie around the dolphin's tail fluke and drag them into shallow water. There's a lot of yelling and turmoil as the divers subdue the dolphins and drag them ashore. Mothers and babies are violently separated as the dolphin trainers pull the animals out of the water, and we can hear the dolphins cry of distress. Trainers line the dolphins up in very shallow water close to the rocky beach. The dolphins have never experienced gravity before. Helplessly grounded like this, all of their body weight puts pressure on their internal organs, the lungs, liver, and heart. This is extremely stressful for them, especially the pregnant females. We see dolphin trainers and whalers working together, subduing the dolphins with extreme brutality. capturing them with ropes and hauling the terrified animals out of the water. We see beach dolphins accidentally beating each other up with their powerful tail flukes in a frenzy as they try to get back in the water. The dolphin trainers simply stand by and watch as some of the dolphins, in a frantic effort to escape from the divers, get entangled in the capture nets. Several dolphins struggle in the nets for a long time. The dolphin trainers make no attempt to help them, and unable to reach the surface to breathe, the dolphins die a slow and painful death of suffocation. The dolphin trainers begin the process of selecting the dolphins that fit the desired criteria. The selection process drags on for hours, and for all of this time, the grounded dolphins are piled up high and dry under the blue tarp that they've erected in order to hide from our cameras. They are suffering, but the trainers show no compassion, no mercy. They focus on the task at hand, selecting dolphins of the desired gender, size, and age. They're usually looking for young females, those that are so young that they depend on their mother's milk for survival are not chosen. Neither are the ones that have been injured as a result of the rough treatment. We constantly look at the trainers to see a reaction, a sign of compassion, but we see none. Dolphins are suffocating and sustaining injuries all around them, but their cries for help are met with complete indifference from the trainers. As a former dolphin trainer myself, I'm shocked by their lack of compassion. A dolphin calf, less than a year old, got separated from its mother in the chaos and is swimming all by itself in the corner close to the shore. We had noticed how its mother tried to remain close to the calf throughout the ordeal, but she can't protect herself or her offspring from what happens next. Two divers get in the water and subdue her. They tie a piece of rope around her tail fluke and drag her ashore. The trainers measure her, inspect her overall condition. She fulfills their criteria, and with the help of the whalers, the trainers force the struggling dolphin into the stretcher. Hanging from the side of the boat, she's taken away. Her calf is among the last to be rounded up by the trainers. But the calf is too young to fit the dolphinaria's criteria and is not among the chosen. This is a living nightmare. This is a heartbreaking scene to watch. We want to scream and cry, and sometimes we do. These images will stay with us forever. There's a mother and baby here. Baby is dead, the mother's lying by it, almost dead. When the trainers have finally selected the dolphins that they want, the dolphins that are too old, too young, too big, have too many blemishes, or are injured, are just hauled back into the water. How many of them have suffered internal injuries from the ordeal, we will never know. Many have difficulty swimming, showing signs of broken and dislocated pectoral fins, swimming erratically and breathing very hard. Some dolphins, succumbing to exhaustion, shock, and injuries, simply sink to the bottom, never to surface again. One day, two large, expensive-looking trucks showed up in Taiji. We watch and film as the dolphins are taken from their cages by boat. They're hoisted up into the trucks to be taken to various dolphinariums and aquariums. They're moving them to the transport truck now and off to the airport. Looks like they have 4 dolphins.